that you didn't like anyways. Because the fact of the matter is, if you have a certain amount of money for a budget, it's probably not the amount of money you actually want it to be. Because if it was, it probably wouldn't be in a budget. You probably would just spend how much ever you want to spend, because none of us want to be limited. So if you're putting a budget on something, like a box on something, it's safe to say that that's not the amount of money that you'd probably want to be spending on it. Nobody puts a cap on what they want to spend. They put a cap on how much they can spend. And I literally used to do this. I would put a cap on the amount. Like, I would give myself fun money, and I would put a cap on the fun money. And I'm like, how do I put a cap on the fun money when the point of the fun money is to have fun? What sense does that make? And it was because I was still thinking, like, I had broken free of a lot of other money illusions, but I still had that one. And it's so funny because as soon as I stopped doing that, it's almost like it never existed. It's almost like life was like, oh, okay, you're finally done playing that stupid game. Like, now we can move forward and do what you actually want. You can actually have fun, girl. Like, you know that, right? And so it was just so interesting to see that happen. And that's the beautiful thing I love about manifestation, is because when you start to do this type of work, this type of inner work, this type of mental work, and you start to be obsessed with using your brain and seeing how much mental power you've not had tapped into yet, then it all falls away. Like, the illusions literally fall away as soon as you start doing some journaling. Like, you start doing the journal prompts and you start writing things down. You start doing the opposite of the limitation, and you always get the reality you want in return. I'm not saying it's always going to be instantaneous, because it depends on how much certainty you have, how much decision you have. And that's why I love the fact that God chose me to talk about money. There's no other thing that is as consuming to my brain as money. I was literally put here to play the money game. That is my realm. This is where I play. This is my playing field. I love it. And I just love that, because money can be so anxiety inducing. It can be so stressful. It can be so annoying and confusing, and so many conflicting ideas. But as I'm working through these conflicting ideas and I'm having certain revelations on how things actually work, and I'm noticing all these illusions fall away, and I'm like, what in the world is even going on? And as I share these things voluntarily, and I'm posting, I have over 200 YouTube videos. I hit 150 subscribers today. So I'm so happy about that. And I really appreciate every single person who's clicked that button. It's insane to me to think 150 people have liked what I said enough, or cared what I said enough, or were triggered enough, or felt enough emotion towards what I had to say to click that button. That is not small to me, and I'm so appreciative of it. And I've already celebrated it mentally, and I absolutely am going to be celebrating it later on as well during the evening in my own life. But that's why I love that this was the assignment for me, because I would rather nothing else than be the guinea pig and post all the stuff that I've done wrong and done right. And just the mindset that I have, it is really not only fun, but it's such an exploratory thing for me. Like, even if I posted no YouTube videos, this is what I do. This is what I've been doing for the past 7 years. This is me. This is literally what I do. So it's so interesting that now I've been posting consistently every single month for the past year on here. And then I've been posting so much on TikTok, and I just hit 4,000 followers, which I'm so appreciative for as well with that. And it's just so interesting that this is me with or without the content. This is the life that I live. And I'm just appreciative that I get the chance to share it, and that we even have this type of technology for me to be able to share these thoughts with people. But there are just certain illusions that do not exist as soon as you stop subscribing to them, and they just fall away and they don't exist. And as you start to do that, and as you start to melt away certain parts of BS within yourself, you're like, oh my gosh, well, what else BS can I get away from? What else construct am I subscribing to? What other illusion have I given myself? And the world is like, hey, we have all this great stuff for you, but you can take the crumbs if you want to. Like, we're not gonna argue with you, but like, okay, if that's what you want to do, your wish is my command. Like, it just goes that way. And when you decide that, yeah, your wish is my command, let me actually ask for what I want instead of what I don't want, or ask according to lack, or according to risk, or according to fear, or ask according to scarcity, or you ask according to limits and constructs and being inside of a box and giving yourself limitations. Like, you can choose from abundance and from wanting to see something different. I think even with manifestation, everything stems from believing that you can see something different. And when you believe that you can see something different, you always do. When you believe that there's a life that you're being attracted to and you don't actually know how it's going to play out, but you're like, this is making a little bit too much sense. This is hitting a little bit too close to home. This is making me feel a certain kind of way. And I don't think that this stuff is a lot. I feel like this is truth for me. When you start to feel that way, then you start to actually melt away certain beliefs and illusions. But it only comes from when you decide that you're going to start believing in it. When you decide that you're going to start by understanding that it's real. Like, the real part is the manifestation. The real part of life is the miracles. The real part of life is unlimitedness. The fake illusion part is all these constraints and boxes we put ourselves into. These boxes that we put ourselves into are from ourselves, and we can just as easily, in the same exact breath, with the exact same effort, put ourselves in a different position by getting rid of that box and deciding to do this type of work, to write these things down, to try to see different, try to believe different. And when you start to see it unfold, you're going to not want to stop, because why would I let go of one limitation and then accept what I have? No. I want to melt all of them. Like, you just become so excited with improving your life, and you benefit as a result, and other people as well. If you start to share and you start to resonate with certain people, and of course, you're not going to resonate with everybody, because if that was the case, then the world would be just a uniform place. Everybody would have the same beliefs, and that just doesn't work. Because I have my beliefs because I disagree with some people. And then I have my beliefs because I agree with some people. So it is just a culmination of the life that you were supposed to be in. And it doesn't make the other person right or wrong. And me, like, for me, when people talk about money, or they talk about money in a certain way, it doesn't make them right or wrong. They're making content resonant to the audience they were supposed to be pulling in. That's all. The people that are supposed to listen to them will listen to them. I'm not one of those people. And I understand that the 150 people here are those people for me. Those are people that are supposed to be listening to my content. And that's just how it is. So it doesn't make anybody right or wrong. It just gives the people who are supposed to be expanding in this way a way to start to explore this type of life. And it also gives them a reason to not feel crazy or to not feel insane, because how validating is it that you go on YouTube to a random channel and this girl is talking about stuff, this girl as in me, is talking about stuff that you've dealt with in your mind for the past 10 years. You're like, how is she reading my thoughts? Someone commented on my TikTok today and they said, how are you in my mind? You're literally saying what I've been thinking to myself. And I'm like, yeah, how do you think that I'm saying what I'm saying? I'm not repeating something off of a book or regurgitating something that I saw on an app. Like, this is what I do, content or not, without the phone or not. This is my life, melting away these money illusions. It is just so incredibly fun.